Good evening. I want to try to clarify body armor. The actual protection that you're getting. When they show you all these tests, the main thing that they're trying to show is Spaulding. Spaulding is when the projectile strikes the armor and the bullet fragments and the bullet splatters. And it's usually going to splatter like this, one way or the other. And you can pay extra. It's usually about $40 a plate for Spaulding protection. And it's, no matter who it is and who it says, I'm not going to name names, but anybody on YouTube, their Spaulding is no good for no more than 6 to 10 shots from a 223 or 7.62 by 39. No matter what they tell you, okay? Now, obviously, in an actual combat situation, I doubt you're going to get shot 6 times, 6 to 10 times. That's just the reality. It's probably not going to happen. Usually, if you're getting struck, you're pinned down and they got you. Or if you get struck, you should be moving for real cover. Not concealment. Concealment just hides you. Cover actually provides a ballistic barrier. A brick wall, an engine block, or, something like a big tree. Something like that actually provides ballistic protection. Now, if you watch any of the tests by anybody, any manufacturer, I'm not going to call out names because it's all of them. They always do one thing they leave out. They shoot the plate raw. Now, what I mean by raw is they shoot the plate against something solid. You're not solid. You're going to move it and get impacted. You're going to be taking the blow, absorbing some of the energy. No, so the plate may not be static in reality. Okay, it's just standing here, and there's angles and all this kind of stuff. If you get hit like this or like that or like that, that can change the ballistics of the bullet. It ricochets, it can hit here and go up or so forth. They leave out one thing. In reality, if I can get this out here without shocking too many people here, when you're wearing body armor, they leave it out something. You're wearing a carrier. Okay? Everybody knows what that is. This is Los Angeles Police LAPG. Really nice. Really nice. I like the cummerbund. I'm a smaller guy. It fits better. But as you can see, what this is a carrier. Now, the carrier is usually ballistic nylon, 500 to 1500 nylon. It's got padding on it, webbing, and it's got magazines, pouches, pistol mag pouches, a pistol holster. In the magazine holster will be a plastic magazine, an aluminum magazine. Pistols, it'll be plastic or metal. Your pistol holster is going to have a pistol. Okay? It's going to have a pistol. Now, they're leaving that out in the ballistics factor. And nobody has ever, that I know of, taken a carrier, geared up, load out, and shoot it with the ballistic panel in it, with the steel panel. They don't do that. You're not going to be wearing a raw panel. You know what I'm saying? The only thing you're going to be wearing raw is a flak jacket. Now, if for anybody who doesn't know, a flak jacket, which is Kevlar, which is issued to the soldiers, I don't know if it still is now, but at one point it was issued to soldiers, and it was for flak, fragmentation from, it provides explosives, grenades, and all that. What they don't, generally what is mentioned, that plate, that Kevlar is level 3 plus. I mean level 3A, which means it'll stop handguns from 44 Magnum down. Now, also, all Kevlar has expiration date on it. And it's usually like 5 years. Do we really know that a carrier that's been kept in a closet that hadn't been worn much has it really expired in 5 years? Kevlar vests that come from the U.S. military, they're actually in a coat. They're protected by a lining that keeps them from being degraded by the sun. So, is it good or is it bad? Is it left in the trunk? What is it? Does it work? Will it work? Okay? Now, just to give you a heads up, no soft armor will stop any rifle round. I don't even think it'll stop a 22. It may stop a 22. By sheer, the bullet just ain't got enough mass. It's got the speed, but ain't got the mass. Okay? So, they're leaving that out when they're discussing. Because Kevlar could be a viable factor. It's lighter. Cops just wear like a 10 by 12 or 11 by 14 panel, even if it's just Kevlar. Kevlar is lighter. It's easier on the body. It's flexible. A little bit more comfortable. All right. Now, big guys can wear 11 by 14 or 10 by 12. I'm a small fellow. A 10 by 12 gives me more than ample coverage. Now, you're trying to cover up. You want to get it up. You want to get the vest about here, above that bone. You're trying to protect the large blood vessels, the heart, and the lungs. That's what you're trying to, and the spine. That's what you're trying to protect from both sides, from the front and the back. Now, curved plates are much more comfortable than flat plates. But you can wear flat plates. It's a little bit cheaper. And they're cheaper if they don't have any any Spaulding protection. And like I said, if I hadn't said it, they're about $40 a plate. And you have a trauma pad that goes between you and the plate. Which what trauma is if you notice, I poked my shirt. My finger didn't go through the shirt, but I still felt it. It's kind of the same thing. The bullet may not penetrate the armor, but you can still feel it. And when it's Kevlar, you usually have to go to the hospital for broke bones. You check for broke bones, and you're gonna have a raspberry about that big. Okay, depending on what you get hit with. So keep that in mind. Also, level 3 steel armor is rated for any ammunition doing about 2,800 feet. Now, that will stop all AK-47 rounds. Blackout's a slow joke. I don't know where they come from, just a new fad. And the 223. There's one 223 that's like 3,100 feet. That will penetrate it. But I've seen level 3 7-8 years ago on YouTube that even could take that. So there's no guarantee it will go through it. That the fast one. There's no guarantee it won't go through it. The greater the distance, increases your chances of the 5.56 round that's doing 3,100 feet penetrating your armor. Now, level 3 plus it's not an actual NIJ rating, but what it is, it's a rating from the manufacturer that has been proven effective on videos, and it's harder. It will stop all AK-47, the joke 300 blackout, and all 5.56 and 223. Because it's rated for about 3,200 feet. So it's rated to handle that one round that will go through level 3 armor. Okay? Then you got a polypropylene, a propylene. I'm butchered up the name. And it's a synthetic. And what they don't tell you is it also has a shelf life of about 5 years. And if you leave it in the back of a car, the sun destroys it. It doesn't, that 5 years is nil. It's no longer, it's not useful. Okay? If you keep it inside the house, in the closet when you're not using it, when you're wearing it, you know, but you just toss it in the trunk of the car and leave it there for weeks until you need it, it's garbage. It's going to be garbage. Also, what they don't tell you, and I should have researched it for the video, but the green tip or the one AR-15 round that's doing 3,100, one of them will go through it, but the other one won't. So they don't tell you that one of them AR rounds can go through it. Also, you don't get accurate speeds on a 16-inch barrel, 18-inch barrel, 20-inch barrel. So, but I've seen level 3 steel armor stop it all. But like once again, you know, distance is a factor. I mean, if you're 6 feet on him and he's got that fast round, you're probably in trouble. Okay? And once again, you got to deal with the fragmentation, which they leave out, as I've mentioned already, they leave out that you're wearing a carrier made out of nylon and padding, and it's got a loadout on it. And the loadout can also be a barrier. I remember I've got a SEAL book. I forgot what the name of the book is, but it come out years ago, many years ago. I'm thinking in the 90s, and it was like the Power edition, and it's talking about the Navy SEALs, and it's showing a loadout that the SEALs are wearing that Israel, and it's no armor, it's just a load gear, load bearing gear, and Israelis were taking the gear and placing it in certain ways to help stop fragmentation from improvised explosives and grenades and landmines and stuff. And it had no padding. And the metal mags and the bullets were kind of placed over organs to help mitigate the impact of the fragmentation. So surely, if that is included with Kevlar, ballistic steel plates, and a nylon carrier, and you know, you can buy Kevlar and put in it, that would definitely stop it. You know what I'm saying? But they don't tell you that either. But they got a Spaulding bag they want to save for $50 that the plate goes in. You know. So they're not telling you the whole story, and they're leaving out. Once again, I'm gonna repeat because the main video part of it is about the carrier and the loadout could be a factor in stopping the Spaulding. And they don't test it. I've never seen nobody take a damn $50 Condor vest and just put some used AR-15 mag, put some bullets in them, and just shoot it. And then put a nice little piece of round paper around it and cardboard so you can see what's going on. You know? And also, there's another company. They make nothing but ceramic. Now, ceramic will stop all the way up to 30-06 armor piercing. Level 3 plus will stop 308 hard tip and 30-06. And most anti-gaunt 7.62 by 54 R. And I've seen the level 3 stop the most anti-gaunt round at 30, 40 feet. So if he's not on top of you, it could probably stop it. Now, ceramic is a hit and miss. The new ceramic ceramic used to be, if you got hit one time, that was it. You dropped it, that was it. No, it was solid ceramic and it cracked. One shot and it was over. But now they have layers of polypropylene in it, in between it, that holds the ceramic together some, and handles the blow. So now generally ceramic level 4 can take about 6 rounds. But also what they don't tell you is that the polypropylene and the ceramic have a 2-inch on the edge that is not ballistic. Where steel plates you can hit on the very corner and they're still effective. But the ceramic and the other things besides steel, polypropylene, they have about a 2-inch boundary. So if it's 10 by 12, it's really 8 by 10. Or 8 by 11. Or, 9 by 11. So you've got to research this stuff. Once again, polypropylene is lighter than steel. Level 3 is lighter than level 3 plus. Ceramic is about as heavy as level 3, about 8 or 9 pounds, depending on the size. But you get much more ballistic protection. Once again, you also got to factor in the vest for the fragmentation. Steel plates I seen one time when AR 500 armor first came out, they shot a plate with AK and 5.56 like 250 times, and it was starting to dimple in the back. But I mean, it was just steadily taking it, pound, pound, pound. Of course, you're going to feel all that ballistic trauma, from the end, but it's there. So, and once again, to get it hit 5 or 6 times, you're literally just standing in front of the bullet, So Kevlar is cheaper than steel. Steel level 3 is cheaper than level 3 plus. Polypropylene is more expensive than the steel, and the ceramic is more expensive than everything. So as your ballistic protection increases, so does the price. So what am I saying? Depends on what you expect to come in contact with. The police are experiencing more AR-15 and AK-47 shots than they were 10 years ago. So, if you go to a car, you're less likely to encounter an AR-15 round if a cop pulls over, somebody walks up to the door. But it has happened. Rifles have been pulled. I've got a clipboard that's level 3A. It's about that thick and it's not light. But you can take it, plus you're wearing Kevlar. You can take the ballistic clipboard and shove it in. If you pull out a gun, shove it into the gun. Now it's got to go through the clipboard and the Kevlar. And plus you're pushing it out of the way, or pushing it in between you. So you have some ballistic protection increasing with that. But the truth is they're not giving you everything. They're not giving you a realistic test. And I've got level 3A flak jackets, clipboards that are level 3A. I got 1 pound that's level 2A. And it'll stop 357 and down. Level 3A will stop 44 Magnum down. Okay? And neither one will stop the FN 5.7. Still. It's it right through all of them. And possibly they claim, depending on the distance, it can go through level 3 armor. I haven't seen it. Just be aware of the possibility of that. But you don't encounter them too much. The guns are expensive. The ammo's expensive. But it's always keep in mind. So, just remember when you're watching these videos, by all of them. Now, one company I was saying, they only make ceramic because they were showing that they was taking a plate, and there was another competitors. They didn't say, but you can see the sticker on it. And they did it at like 45 degrees or something. suppose you got a beer belly, so the plate is not sitting straight up, it's sitting like this. And they shot it with just standard 5.56, about the standard 2.23, and it hit the vest, and they put a watermelon above it, and it hit like this, and fragmented. Basically, the whole bullet is ricocheted to the watermelon. So you got to be careful even of that. Once again, there's no completely safe, ballistic. But just remember this. When they're showing fragmentation, they're not giving you the actual truth. They're not being honest. Now, I don't know if they just hadn't thought about it, or they just want to sell you the coating for $40 a plate, or the sack, or the bag you can buy to put them in, a Kevlar bag to do it, when they could literally line any plate carrier could be lined with Kevlar. And it don't have to be a lot. It don't have to be level 2 or level 3 Kevlar. Because it's not stopping a full wide open bullet. It's stopping a bullet. It's stopping a piece of projectile that has hit a plate, slowed down by many, many, many times, and is just ricocheting. Enough to go through, enough to hit your face and cut your neck, cut your arms. But it don't take a projectile moving 1,000 feet a second to do that. Now, that's a bullet. So just be aware that they're not being completely honest, or they just haven't thought about it. That the reality is your body armor is going to be in a carrier, and the carrier is going to have a loadout. But you can buy, a level. You can buy a level if you're worried about that kind of stuff. You can just go buy another Kevlar plate, or I forgot what's called, armor all. It's a hard ballistic panel, and you can buy a level 2.8, which is stop 357. You can get half of that and just put it in front of the plate, and anything that bounces off the plate's gonna get stopped. Long as it's snug against the plate, because it might get still. But if the plate and the carrier is tight, that ballistic panel and the steel plate are tight, it's gonna stop. It's not gonna be able to push all the way through. Because once again, it's in the carrier, and it's got plate. You got, I don't know how many times to say it, but it's got the damn loadout. Metal plastic mag, full of bullets, brass or steel. So there is more protection there than they're telling you about. And I just don't know why they haven't thought about it or what. Anyways, just want to try to clarify that. I know I kind of butchered it up some, but I'm sure you get the point. All right? That ballistic tests, they're not being accurate. They're not what I call real world. They're leaving out these factors that are clear as day going to be there. You're not just be walking around with that steel plate in your hand. It's going to be in that carrier. And you can always slide something into the carrier that's light. They'll give you that little extra Spaulding protection on the front. So, and big guys, I would suggest you get all you can, because you're physically able to do it. I'm a small guy. I'm only 5'2", 150 pounds. But a guy 6'10", 210, works out pretty good, pretty much. He can get 14 by 11 plates. He can add the extra air, and so forth. Anyways, I'm trying to clear it up. It's been bothering me for a while. And like I said, I don't believe they're being malicious and not telling you. But I would just rather all these companies go ahead and charge me $50 extra for the carrier and put some Kevlar ballistic material in that will stop the fragmentation and Spaulding. And that would be the end of it. So no matter what you have to worry about. Because I bought plates that don't have the frag on it. Frag protection on it. So now I'm dealing with that. At the one time, this stuff wasn't even offered. When I was getting some of the plate, there was no levels plus. Just level 3. Steel armor. And now they're coming out with it, and multi-curve, bend curve, and swimmer's cut, shooter's cut, and all this kind of stuff. And remember, those shooter cuts and them swimmer cuts, they're originally designed to make them lighter. Okay? The swimmer cut is the least amount of material, but once again, if you get here, you can survive it, but you're trying to protect the blood vessels, large blood vessels in the neck, the throat, the lungs, the hearts, and the spine from both sides. That's the main thing what you're doing. I'm such a little guy that a 12-inch plate goes 3 or 4 inches below my heart. Maybe more than that. Yeah. So I have it. I've also bought the companies. They got I ain't gonna say the name of it, but it's a 9x9 plate, and it's like they're like 5.5 pounds a piece versus 9 or 10 pounds, and I get pretty good coverage for being a little bitty fella. So but I am gonna say this. I've done bought 2 carrier with the cummerbund. Because of my size, when you pull the nylon straps up on the average carrier, it's not quite pulling close to me, and I have this big gangling spot of nylon, and I don't want to cut it out, because if I got rid of the plate, the carrier, somebody else couldn't use it unless it was my size. So I like the cummerbund. Even if I don't use the side plates, I do have the side plates. It allows me to get a better fit, a closer fit. So, think about that too. Cummerbund's a little bit more expensive, but it gives you a better fit if you're a smaller guy. Anyways, peace out. Be prepared for what's coming. It's about to get real stupid. I done posted one video where the Dollar Tree, everything's $1, has gone up to $1.25 because of inflation. That has never happened. We're about to see the worst case of inflation since the Great Depression or even ever. So get prepared. The gas in my town, gas was $1.76 a gallon on election day. It's $3.10 now. October 25th. That's serious. Okay? You better get ready. And the guy in charge is going to use what's going around as a way to get the guns. The CDC already said the guns are a health issue. Okay? And it's going to also be used to use a carbon credit. We're going to also get a carbon credit ID. It's going to have all your medical records on it, your carbon signature, your carbon usage, proof of everything, bank accounts, everything. I think it's the mark, the predecessor to the mark. Because that card, people can copy, steal, hack. So there'll be something that'll have to be put in it that can't be hacked and stolen and so forth. Anyways, peace out. Prepare, prepare, prepare. It's your right to own body armor for no matter what situation comes along. For home defense, defense of the country. Peace out.